A very good afternoon to one and all as we welcome you here once again to a 3-6 days coverage of the Coca-Cola INTERCOL for 2025. And we have another interesting girls encounter here. This is a South Zone final. We brought you the boys final yesterday between Naparima and Presentation College of San Fernando. Well, today we have Pleasantville Secondary and St. Joseph's Convent of San Fernando. So this is going to be an interesting battle. Pleasantville, of course, in their sort of multicolored, a little bit of red, a little bit of black and white inside of there. And, of course, St. Joseph's Convent in their blue and black strip. And this, of course, is an interesting one for these two teams. Pleasantville, of course, will start as favorites, and they are expected to win this game. But as you say, football is a strange game, and yesterday we saw a very lopsided affair as Adrian Coilas is getting ready to set us on our way for this one. Remember, these games are 40-minute halves, and I'm sure these players will be anxious to get on with proceedings here today. So it's going to be a big one. Science Sui sends us on our way as they try to get possession early. Now, we've seen this quite a bit where the game is a little bit jumbled because not all the teams know exactly, understand what it is, but this could be an interesting attack here from Pleasantville as they try to build something. This is not a bad ball. This could be interesting, and a good shot coming there first time from Chase, and she just didn't get the outside of the boot. She wanted to get a little bit more of the outside of the boot, and that would have allowed her a little bit of a bend in towards the goal. Instead, she hit it straight, and immediately we have a player down. That's not a good sign because these players that would have played quite a bit. Azoila Mohammed, Yoka Mohammed, I should say, is the one who will stay down. And, of course, wearing her multicolored stockings. When you look at girls' football, it's as much, I suppose boys' football too, is as much a fashion statement as it is about performance. In other words, you have to look good on the field, and the hope is that you play as well as you look, but you could never fault them as they quite often try to at least look the part. This is going to be a bit of a chase again. Can she get there? At the last moment, it's almost as if she gave up on it when it looked like she still had a chance of maybe getting at the end of that, but instead she opted to not chase it down too much. Here they come again. This is Pleasantville on the march. Quickly, good give and go. And more movement. Good ball in. This could be a goal. Saved by the goalkeeper and then cleared away by the defense. Well, it should be a corner kick. It is a corner kick. The way they were running out, I thought the referee had blown for a goal kick, but it is a corner kick. And it will remain up on this end. Pleasantville, they could play it short. I don't think anybody's going to come out there with them. And there they go. They spotted it, and they did the smart thing, played the ball in, and still they can't get it out of harm's way. Opportunity still. And now the ball is played across, and that is good defending. That's excellent defending there again from Katie's. from Fahi Cadiz. She's right there in the middle of everything, trying to keep the world from the door. Another corner. This time they bring it in, the long one. And just look at the difference here. Good movement again. Still an opportunity to bring the ball. This one is all along the ground. Set up again quite nicely. They're giving each other a chance to maybe get the shot off. Right now, they can't get it. And but they do the next best thing. Keep possession of it. Pushing it wide again. Gosine, the captain, pushes it further wide. And they go even further down that right-hand side. A little bit of a heavy touch there. And then it's taken away. And it's allowed to go over the line. Pleasantville applying early pressure here, as was to be expected. They are the favored team. And it would be a huge upset if they should lose this game. As you could see them here, really just trying to work it out. Now here's Dylan. She decides to go back in the middle again where it's Muhammad. She plays it out on that left-hand side, but again, Chase not able to track it down. And they live to fight another day. Amara Bagan with the big save earlier. There you can see the home of football here at the Atto Bolden Stadium. The scoreboard there. The Trinidad and Tobago, congrats to the Trinidad and Tobago ladies, as they picked up a big 5-0 victory over Barbados to start their World Cup campaign on a high. I'm sure they'll be thrilled with that and be hoping to keep the momentum going. Ball again played inside. Cadiz has it once more, but she's robbed of it. That's good football there, good recovery. And this time it's going to be allowed. She took it over the line. Chase, she could have left it, but able to get it. Nice little turn there again from Muhammad. Now Chase with a chance here. She's going to scream on the far side. Plays a lovely ball back in. Chance for Muhammad. Goal. No, saved by the goalkeeper. Well. Gosine with the shot. A first-time effort. But the goalkeeper somehow so certainly a brilliant start this, as was to be expected. As they continue to try to build down that right-hand side. They have lots of time down there. Opportunity to run. Plays a nice little ball inside. Here is Gosine. Plays it in the middle. Chance at a shot again. It's just a stifle. Did she get a touch? Did the defender? Yes, the defender got the touch on it and took it away. But once again, you could just see Kaylee Martin setting it up there for the shot. Ball played short. Another opportunity for Dylan to get it in. She didn't really hit it as well as she wanted. Ball played nicely across. Guerrero. Lovely ball inside. Here's Gosine. Knifing away past players. Plays a lovely little ball down for Chase. Chase with the chase. Slips past one. And then she's brought down. So it's going to be a free kick just outside the area. And immediately you could see Gosine going over the captain. She's obviously keen. So So everybody's up now, just the one player back, and even she has stepped forward quite a bit. Here is the cross. In the area it goes. Nobody could get it. In fact, it looked like it hit a hand there. And yes, it did. So, an infringement. Pressure relieved at least for the moment for the St. Joseph's Convent San Fernando outfit. The girls in blue. They've been pinned back in their own half. In fact, I don't think they've actually gotten into the Pleasantville half just yet. And already we are 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes into this game. Here they come again. Can they finally get the ball into their opponent's half? Not yet. That's a great ball. In fact, it's going to run, and it's an opportunity here. Ball taken into the area. She goes stumbling through. And once again, the goalkeeper is there. Now they finally got the ball into the Pleasantville half. And again, it's another bad ball, but again, the lack of pace. Good understanding again. Another ball played up, but you have to fight for it. That's good football again. Katie's just dragging it. And she did it twice, but on the Ayoka Mohammed actually dragged it off the field. So no goals yet in this encounter. Pleasantville in St. Joseph's Convent, San Fernando in the blue, and they were with the throw. Here is Guerrero, very accomplished, plays a nice little ball in, and it's picked up nicely by Dylan. Away they come again. Here is Ayoka Mohammed, plays it forward. That's a nice little ball, and this could be, it's really like a jailbreak, trying to get the ball across. She actually took it onto her opponent before actually making the pass. Jada Clement was able to get across there and intercept it. But she probably needed to play it a little bit earlier. Chance now to run. Great work and good feed. Still go sign. She stabs it wide. But again, under pressure from an alert Amara Bagan in goal for St. Joseph's Convent. This is St. Joseph's Convent San Fernando. Tomorrow we will see St. Joseph's Convent Port of Spain. They are in action tomorrow as well. This is the South Zone final in the Coca-Cola INTERCOL. Good battle going on, but it's been dominated by Pleasantville. And here she comes again. Mohammed plays the ball forward. That should be the first goal. It is. There's a good bit of skill, good patience, and then just taking her time and making absolutely certain and putting the ball in the back of the net. And it's none other than Kaylee Martin, who did the needful, and excellent work on her part. So after 13 minutes, Pleasantville finally breaks the deadlock. So now, will the floodgates open? And this is a distinct possibility, because you could just see the gulf in between the two teams in terms of the quality and the understanding. Here's another opportunity. Once again, Chase almost always free down this left-hand side, and she has a shot saved by the goalkeeper, and just bobbled it slightly, but was still able to tidy it up. So the flag went up, so it would have been offsides anyway. But Amara Bagan has been having a good game so far. She's just conceded the one goal, but she's been brave. And it's not the best kick out, but might still work for the Mohammed. She's looking for something and finds in the middle of the park. Here is Martin again, looking. And only on this occasion, once again, Clement getting a boot in there and taking it away. But it's going to be another corner kick to Pleasantville. Pleasantville secondary, a team with a rich tradition in girls football and secondary schools football and the INTERCOL. And so they know what success is and they want more. Unfortunately, that one was a bit of an errant pass there. Dylan ran right past it, but they're able to win it back and win it back quite comfortably in the end. Another early ball in. And good give and go, but here goes Chase again. She's on the move, just a little too early, but here is Martin, straight at the goalkeeper. Bagan just knocks it down and gets rid of it quickly. But look at good football once more, getting it to their key players. Good interpassing, shot coming over the bar, but not by much. Again, excellent football. Alicia Mitchell there taking aim. Oh, actually, it looked like that was the captain there doing her bit, getting the ball, Natalia Gosain, but just not able to get it to come down. Here is Gosain again. Gives it back, and they're on the march once more. Coming forward with it now, Guerrero. Trying to squeeze it in there to Ayuka Mohammed. Now she could run with it, but once again, doing good work there. Clement at the back for St. Joseph's Convent, as they try to build once more. Jack with the pass. But Jones not able to haul it in. So one goal so far in this encounter. Goal scored after 13 minutes by Kaylee Martin for Pleasantville. They lead 1-0. Again, this is good football. They have a very good idea of what they want to do and how they're going to go about it. They was trying to just knife away through, looking to just blow past everybody in midfield, but probably a little too aggressive there, using her weight. And Alicia Mitchell. It's another opportunity here for Pleasantville now as they go screaming down that right-hand side. Numbers inside. Does she get the cross in? Still going. Slips it in and just taken away. But it's only as far as the captain, and her shot is just a little bit wide once again. Natalia Gosain knocking on the door, but not able to break it down just yet. Nice cool conditions here at the Addo Golden Stadium. Remember, this is the first game of a doubleheader. Another big one. This is in the boys' encounter, the national quarterfinals between Carpe Chima East secondary against St. Augustine secondary, the East Zone champions. They knocked off Sour North. Dillon again as they build down this left-hand side. Chase is ever present there. Does she keep it in? She does well. No, she didn't. So again, we had heavy rains in the Port of Spain area, and but not so much in the central zone, in the central region. Although there was an accident that caused a little bit of traffic getting here to the Addo Bolden Stadium. Infringement there. And look at who's down once again. And you could see the man with the long dreads there. And if the face looks familiar to you, that's because it is a familiar face. And forget the football, although he is heavily involved in women's football in particular in Trinidad and Tobago. Speak none other than Brian London, the Calypsonian extempo champion. And eventually it's Guerrero rather just apologizing. And probably would have caught at the bottom of her boot, trying to come forward there and sweep. You don't see this too often. The goalkeeper is going to take the free kick and the player standing behind her when they should really be in front of her. But maybe they understand the enormity of the task ahead of them, and so they know that they cannot afford to leave the goal unprotected. Now here's a chance, another opportunity for them to really race at the defense. That's a great ball. Two players closing in, and here again is Bagan to the rescue with a brilliant foot save, but she's not out of the woods yet. Still piling it on, Pleasantville. That's a great ball again, and just able to keep it in. Now, who is going to be there for the return? Once more, good sturdy defending. And that attack, which looks so promising amongst the nothing in the end. But again, you have to tip your hat there to Jada Clement. She had a good sense of positioning there, so she knew that there was more than likely going to be a little bit of a hook back. And the play as consistently as they would like, but now they have a chance here, but there's nobody forward to help her. And again, just as she was about to probably release that one, the infringement takes place. The reserves and the coaching staff for the St. Joseph's Convent San Fernando outfit Now with a chance to get this one into the area possibly. Amaya Williams, but it's easily intercepted, and here we go, off to the races. This is the captain now, and Natalia has a crack, but Gosign's effort is straight at goalkeeper Bagan. Now, can they keep possession down in this end of the field? And again, it's almost like David against Goliath there. Every time they get tackled, they go down. That's because they're so much smaller than the Pleasantville girls. They're shorter and they're just smaller on the field. Some of the Pleasantville players are towering over them. Still, though, just the one goal separating the two teams. St. Joseph Convent there now into the Pleasantville half, and deep in the Pleasantville half, I might add, with the throw-in. And she just got that leg off the ground there, so they'll learn. But you don't want to turn the ball over that easily. When you get possession for a team that hasn't been able to hold on to the ball. When you get opportunities like that, you want to make sure. Pleasantville, though, they have their routine going. And that is a easy foul to spot. The referee was right there. Referee Coilas even getting in the game as well. Pleasantville, they don't have that problem. They easily able to get it into the penalty area or close by of their opponents, putting pressure on the defense to have to react. So again, they played short, and now that the ball is coming in, they have numbers in the box. Can they cash in? But that's a little too tight. And this one comes across. Just well. You would think that that ball went through the goal, but it didn't. It somehow went out just over the bar. Man, it just skimmed the bar on the way through. Chase, obviously, it's almost like she's not to score. But again, she was using possibly the wrong surface. And she was kind of using the instep there. In a case like that, you probably want to use the broad side of the foot, the inside of the foot, which is one of the widest surfaces on the leg when you're playing football. And you always try to hit the ball with that as much as possible, of course, when you're allowed to. In the meantime, the ball is back with Pleasantville as they start churning again. Now, every time they go forward, you could hear their fans, a big roar from their fans. But they must know that they're in for a real fight here. Chase, though, she's full of running, going one way, then the next. This time she goes past Clement, still going into the area. Clement is closing, And Bagan makes the save. Again, pressure coming from Clement. Now a chance. Gosang thinks about it. Gets it in the middle. I'm not sure if that was the intended pass, but it just looked like she misplayed the shot and it almost ended up being a pass. Still, opportunities are plenty. But she goes down on her own steam there. And I think the referee has blown the whistle. But clearly you could see Chase stumbling over there. She's trying to maybe do a little bit of trickery. See if she could fool her opponent. Go left and then go back right. Without really touching the ball. Still, they're just probing, and I think she's down for the count here. And she took that one right in the coconut, as we say. Denisha Fahey-Kadies. Certainly, I don't think this was intentional, but she took it on the head and she just fell backwards. Big fight though in the middle. Here's Kadies. She's dishing it off. Ball again is bouncing. I think the player got a little there. Dana Ramden. And that's going to leave an impression on her. They're really under pressure constantly so far in this game. And they're getting some more here. That's another lovely ball in. Header. Or did she use her hands? I think she might have just gotten the hand up and brought the ball down. So danger averted. I tell you, I'd be happy. That they come, and she is not afraid to come off her line and make the save. For them to scamper forward. And there is the young lady. She went off just now with that. The ball given away. So with 40 minutes played on. We're into added on time in the first half. And trying to breathe some life into their team. You get the impression the result doesn't matter as long as they're able to represent the school. Now, who is it lining up there to take this one? Is it going to be Rose? But the referee spotted the infringement. And the wall did its job, you would have to say there. And denied them the opportunity. But it remains 1-0. It's been frustrating for Pleasantville. They've really dominated possession. And they've gotten to put it away. Time or lack thereof that has let them down at critical times. And, well, the player was worried about her stockings. She sort of bent down when the play was still alive. So 43 minutes go on, and that is the whistle. So finally, the whistle comes. 2 minutes of added on time. And I'm sure both teams would be glad to get the whistle for different reasons. Of course, St. Joseph's Convent would be happy that they only conceded one, whereas Pleasantville would be sort out whatever issues they may be having on the field, hence the reason why they haven't been able to score, or what is the reason why they haven't been able to score many more goals. But they still have another half to produce their best. In this South Zone Coca-Cola INTERCOL Ladies Final, it is Pleasantville Secondary 1, St. Joseph Convent San Fernando 0.